Something funny just happened. Somebody called me Jim Halpert. That's a good thing. Anyway, let's go straight to the point. Warning: the following deconstruction of social dynamics will permanently alter how you perceive power and human interactions. By continuing, you accept full responsibility by becoming immune to the psychological manipulation that governs our society. Let me ask you something. Why do you feel that constant, but now in sense of being overlooked? Not just ignored, but fundamentally invisible in rooms where you want to be seen. You watch other men command attention without seeming to try, they just get it. How? While you struggle to have your presence acknowledged. Here's the truth: you've been conditioned to ignore. Social dominance is just not given, it's taken by you. You've been playing by the rules designed to keep you compliant, while the men you respect operate on a different, entirely system. What you're experiencing isn't a personality deficit, it's a strategic failure. I call this the dominance differential. The measurable gap between how you perceive yourself and how others actually perceive you in their view. And every day you fail to address it, you're not just missing opportunities. You're actively signaling to the world that you accept your subordinate position instead of taking the one you get it. Research conducted a fascinating study on nonverbal dominance cues across 1,200 men in various social and professional settings using advanced motion capture and biometric sensors. They identified seven specific micro behaviors that accounted for 68% of perceived social status, completely independent of wealth, appearance, or actual competence. Even more revealing, they found that men who constantly practice these behaviors for just 21 days showed that 34% in how others rated their leaderships, an increase in 24%, and 27 increasing their own testosterone levels. This isn't just about being confident, it's about triggering the actions, biological programming that makes humans naturally defer to certain behavioral patterns. I always mess up in that word. Anyway, here's what's happening at the neurological level, the deepest level. Human beings are wired to detect dominance cues through specialized neurons in the premotor cortex. When you display submissive behavior, averting gaze, speaking with rising inflection, taking up minimum physical space, you're not just acting timidly, you're activating neural pathways in other ways are categorized as non-threatening and therefore expandable. Conversely, when you display dominance behaviors, study eye contact, measure speech patterns, deliberate movements, you're triggering a release of oxytocin and serotonin in other brains, creating a voluntary response of respect and attention to you. Your nervous system is either broadcasting signals of leadership or submission every moment you're in the presence of others. This happens anyway if you don't detect it. It just happens, regardless of what words are coming out of your mouth. It's just the behavior. The solution is not to be more confident. That's like telling somebody to be taller. You can't. What you can and you need is what I call a process called dominance insulation, a systematic process for reprogramming your nonverbal communication at the biological level. First, you must eliminate what I call submissive tics. Exactly. The small behaviors that signal lower status, often without your awareness. You don't even realize. This includes apologizing unnecessarily, touching your face or neck, and breaking eye contact first. Second, implement what I call space claiming, deliberately occupying more physical space through posture and gestures, which triggers territorial instincts in others that confer authority. And third, master vocal dominance. By speaking with slight pauses, lower pitch, and descending inflections at the end of the statements rather than questions, for example, Practice maintaining eye contact 3 seconds longer that feels comfortable to you in low stake interactions. Gradually extending this duration as your tolerance builds. Complement this with power posing, spending 2 minutes in expansive postures before entering social situations to literally change your body chemistry. I'm going to show you how does it look. Let me move this. So, this is a power posture. Like hands in the waist, expanding your space. You see? My arms are climbing space. That's how it's supposed to look. And then this isn't just about being more assertive. It's about you are reclaiming your masculinity, your biological imperative. Through human history, when men displayed dominance, cues weren't just like more. They survived more, reproduced more, and led more. These aren't just learned behaviors. They are evolutionary triggers hardwired into our nervous system. In our modern world, where physical dominance is less relevant, many men have lost touch with these essential signaling systems, replacing them with apologetic approval, seeking that repulse the every people's respect they crave. Every time you default to submissive behaviors, you're not just failing to gain status, you are actively signaling that others, you are saying to others that they do not have to respect you, that you don't believe you deserve it. And now, I need you to take immediate action right now. First, comment below with one submissive behavior you eliminate this week. Make it specific and measurable. It's very important. Second, implement the power posing practices before your next social interactions. Document how others respond different to you. Third, share this with another man who's struggling to command respect. True dominance isn't just elevating yourself, it's creating a tribe of strong men who can face challenges together. In our next video, I'll reveal the value extraction protocol, how to identify, monetize your unique strengths in an economy that's actively trying to make you replaceable. The world doesn't need more men who hope to be respected. It needs men who usually understand biological and psychological mechanisms of respect and deploy them strategically. Which man will you choose to